There we go. We are up and running. I've only got about 7 of these, I think. So even if I eat all of them, it shouldn't take that long. But, I don't know. I don't even know if I will. Because I want to get to gaming. Good. Good. I was expecting somebody to be here by now. Oh well. Let's start, I guess. Death Eater. How's it going? Rudd? What are you doing? Is that... I was hoping for a friend to show up by now, but... oh well. Guess I'll just get going. So I have these, full fried prawns, and head and everything. Just take them in a little bit of sweet and sour sauce here to add some flavor. Does it? Most people get scared off by the fact that it, still has a face and legs. Oh! Save the star whales. You made it. Do you know where B is? I mean, if they don't make it in, I know they can always catch the video on demand. But they are delicious. And the shells really aren't that bad. They're just a little bit chewy. And we're supposed to be playing Overcooked later. Perfect. Our local Chinese restaurant serves them. And most of the time, pardon me, most of the time it's buffet style. But if you get one of the to-go containers, You load it up as much as you want, and then you pay by weight. Which I discovered these by accident. Because if you're trying to get lunch on a budget... Actually, these are fried well enough. I bet I can eat the tails, too. If you're trying to get lunch on a budget, you know, noodles, chicken, broccoli, beef, all of those are heavy. They have a lot of water in them. But the prawns, because they're fried, they're very light. I'm in a town in southern Central California. Little place. Yeah, let's try the tail. Yeah, they're doable. Ooh, they have a kick. They must have sauteed them with jalapenos this time. They do that once in a while. Oh, you got everything ready. That's perfect. Well, once B comes to, then we can totally make this happen. I haven't heard the going live notification go off on Discord, so they might just not know that I'm streaming right now, because Discord is being dumb. Let's try doing these in two bites. Make them last a little longer. I wish they were fried a bit more crunch to them. These are kind of quiet. There we are. I've been streaming for, let's see here, about a year and 3/4. I started around July, I think. Oh, hey there, RX. How's it going? This is a new sort of experimental thing. I'm listing it as ASMR, but it's kind of the opposite of. Yeah, most of the time I do games. Sometimes I do cooking when my equipment wants to work, because I don't cook near my regular rig. I have a separate one in the kitchen that relays from actually ceiling mounted cameras. But it's a bit fidgety. That one is older hardware. But most of the time it's games, and then this is a new sort of thing where I'm trying things that are that some people would find unnerving, kind of the opposite of like the most satisfying videos, stuff that people watch to weird out their friends or just get that like I should consider a napkin with something like this in the future. The first video of this I did was dry Captain Crunch, washed down with black coffee. First-person shooters, yes. Yes. I play a mishmash of everything. And I think the next one I'm going to try with this sort of thing is going to be whole citrus fruits. An orange, a lemon, a lime, flesh, peel, everything. Mm. There aren't many games that I stick to, just because I have so many I want to get through. My Steam library is at over 500 now, so I'm trying to just mill through them as quickly as possible. So especially the hyper-competitive ones. I don't have the time to spend on it. How much have I spent? Well, most of the time I wait until a Steam sale hits. And, like the last one, I think I spent about $200 on the Steam sale. Oh yeah, RX, here we go. Yes. You can see the entire, you know, you've got the head, you've got the eyes, and it even has the little, well, most of the legs are broken off here, but down along. Yeah, so I don't know how much I spent overall. That's cute. Boss sauce. I think, I see what you tried to do earlier. Hold on just a second here. I'm a scatterbrain tonight. There we go. Oh, come on now. So, yeah, I spent $200 in that sale, and it probably got me over $600 worth of games, maybe $700. Yeah, exactly. I just build my wish list and then run on that. I have Hello Neighbor. I have not played it yet. Yep, definitely getting a napkin next time. Shit. Found out about Hello Neighbor when it was becoming big. So I didn't want to jump into it then because everybody was doing it. I got on sale. I just haven't played it yet. But I'd say on my Steam library overall, I may have spent, I don't know, somewhere between 600 to 800 over the course of the last 9 years. But it's easily worth 3 times that amount with everything I've got. Like when I finally played Borderlands 2, I got it on special, the Game of the Year edition, for like $5. I should specify that's my own library. Like when I picked that up for that cheap, I bought another 4 copies to give to friends. Borderlands 2? Yeah. I love it. Such a shame that... Oh, okay, cool. It's such a shame that the next one's only coming out for Epic. I really don't like the sort of underhanded business they're doing. I'll just wait. I'll wait until it hits Steam. Oh, there's B. Was B napping? I see you, Reverse Carnage. Read the rules of the chat. Blocked one, you get one more chance. And, yeah, B, in case you missed what they actually look like, that's them prawns. You set an alarm. Did you sleep through the alarm? I tend to bow my head when I bite into something like this to not spill. I should probably not do that if I'm trying to catch it on camera, huh? Your math was off. Well, thank you, Death Eater. I don't know why my alert didn't go off. That's troubling. I'm gonna need to check my Streamlabs, but thank you so much. That's very much appreciated. I guess part of the habit too is if I'm streaming, playing a game, most of the time I'm not trying to show what I'm eating, so I'm gonna duck my head. Just gotta change mindset based on what I'm doing, Well, I've only got 2 prawns left. When I do these weird little segments, it's always going to be just, well, I mean, if it takes off, I'll come up with longer things, but for now, it's just going to be short little, 10 minutes. The last one ended up being a half an hour because it turned out there was a lot more Captain Crunch in a box than I was anticipating eating. But I had the whole box. Smaller sized one, but still the whole box. But yeah, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna drop out for 5-10 minutes, and then relaunch with Squeak there and Save the Star Whales playing Overcooked 2. Oh, this one almost looks like a Nautilus. It's all fused together. Interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these were cooked with jalapenos now. I hope I don't end up paying for that later. Oh well. They're delicious at least. Mm-mm. You can eat fish raw. You can eat octopus raw. You can eat scallops and oysters raw. But shellfish? That'll make you way sick. Can't do that. Shrimp, prawns, crawdads, lobster, doesn't matter. You gotta cook it. At least they're gooey raw. Yes, they are. You can even like par cook them, as long as it becomes like the meat doesn't firm up until cooked. Yeah, it's really rubbery. You can even cook it to where it's like kind of translucent pink. And still a little bit squishy. That's fine. As long as it has some level of color change and opaqueness. But that's you don't do it unless you absolutely know what you're doing. But if you just eat raw shellfish, no, that can poison you. Pinky Peach, hello. Unfortunately, you've come in a bit late. I'm on my last prawn. And after that, we're going to be switching over to Overcooked 2 with Squeak and Save the Star Whales. But all the same, thank you for stopping by. Had pizza and Coke. A classic combination. They're delicious. I like them a lot. But a lot of people get freaked out with, eating the whole animal. The legs, the tail, the shell, the head. And then there are plenty of people who find, you know, chewing sounds unnerving, and I've heard I have exceptionally loud jaws. So, I hope some people found this amusing, or in the very least they can pester a friend by showing them this video. Kind of freaked out by it. Yeah, a lot of people are. I've gone to... You don't even notice the taste of the eyes. Even the legs. In fact, the legs, a good example is if you've ever had fried chicken. The little extra crunchy bits around the edges where you kind of like get fried cartilage. That's what the legs are like. The shell is a bit chewy. It almost feels like, and it's going to sound bad, worse than it is, but it almost feels like you're trying to chew plastic, but then it kind of grinds and cracks, and it's not a big deal once you chew it up. Same for the tail. The head's kind of odd because it has a lot more mass to it, and I don't know if it's the eyes or the brain or something in the head, but as you eat that part specifically, it has a kind of texture like pate. And I like pate. So to me, it's like, you know, the first time I did it, because they always cook them as the whole thing with the shell on, you can peel them out, but then you lose all the seasoning from the prawn. So the only way to keep that is to eat them with the shell, to eat them whole, in fact. And I'm big on intense flavors. So I just tried it one day and it turned out, hey, I like it. And get a little bit of sweet and sour on there to round out the flavor profile. It's good. It's really good. It's one of those things where, like, the first time you do it, it's like, oh no, I don't know if I should. And I've gone to lunch with friends, and yeah, I'll start eating that, and you see them sitting there going like, no. But it's really not that bad. Have I ever eaten fried worms or grasshoppers? Negative on both. Worms I'd be a little apprehensive of. I expect them to be kind of mushy and rubbery, and if you fried them, I think it would be kind of like, you know, fried, again, cartilage. Sour cream and onion flavor. Well, the grasshoppers, worms I'm apprehensive of, but grasshoppers I want to try, honestly. Anthony Apples, welcome. This is kind of just wrapped up, unfortunately, having a bit of dialogue before I move on to Overcooked 2 with Squeak Bee and Save the Star Whales. But thank you for stopping by all the same. The worms tasted like Cheetos. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. But grasshoppers, I mean, if you think about it, things like shrimp and crab and prawns, they're basically like giant underwater bugs. And people have said, you know, like, eating them is you know, insects are very similar to seafood, you know, both in texture and flavor. Now, I mean, I can't judge because I haven't had it yet, but you know, somebody once made that analogy and said, like, you know, you ever thought about how shrimp are like giant underwater bugs? And I just went, oh man, you know, the apocalypse would suck, but if we got radioactive grasshoppers that like mutated 10 times their size, can you imagine what that would be like? Just like rip off one of those legs and it's like a turkey drumstick but full of lobster. They just looked at me and went, you're no fun, I can't creep you out. But yeah, grasshoppers I'd be down to try at some point, especially depending on, you know, what kind of seasoning they have. I don't know, I'm not against it. There's some that I would actually like to try if they're properly prepared. I think that's one of the things too, is a lot of the time people just grab it and eat it, and it's like, there's only so much flavor there, you know, especially depending upon how they've been cleaned. Anyway, yeah, it's almost 11, so grub worms are fatty and crispy. Interesting. Some of those I could kind of see working, but again, I don't really know. But yeah, I'm gonna pardon me. I'm gonna wrap up here, and yeah, I'm gonna drop out to change the stream over, keep this separate from everything else I do. That way, people can sort out my YouTube and look up one or the other. But yeah, next is gonna be Overcooked 2, playing it with Save the Star Whales and Squeakbee. So I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. See you soon.